Guys, what's up? It's Troy from Roadside RC here. Today we are talking dirt off-road racing, and we're talking the Slash. Alright, so you guys have seen this Slash before. You've seen it at skate parks, you've seen it jumping off of things, bashing into things. It has been used and abused. But at my local dirt track, what I've been racing is I've been racing the Creighton, because the Creighton is an 8-scale e-truggy. It's fun, it's great to drive. But the thing I've had is, man, there's some serious people running 8-scale truggy, and what I've found generally in my life is the more serious you are about it, the less fun it becomes. When I'm at the track and I look out and I see all of the other guys running the short course trucks, they're beating into each other, they're crashing, they're going here, they're going there, like it's wild and crazy, and that looks like a lot of fun. And so what I want to do is I want to take this abused, absolutely beaten and abused Slash. I want to throw some new shocks on it. I got some hot racing shocks, they were on sale. And I've got a Hobby Wing Max 10 SCT waterproof speed control. We're not doing a lot to it. We're going to do those. We're going to throw some tires on it. And then we're going to take it racing later. So I'm going to time lapse this. I'm just going to do a fast forward, throwing the shocks on, cleaning it up. Oh my gosh, this thing is super dirty. Check this out. See what happens, guys. Follow along. Why do I have a metal plate in here, beautifully mounted, beautifully fabricated, if I may say so myself? Why do I have that in this Slash to mount my ESC? Well, that's because when I first got this Slash, which was now like a couple years ago, it was to make it a 6S monster. Alright, so I had the X-Max, I wanted something a little more nimble. Hey, I'll get the Slash because, yo, Traxxas, awesome. And, and so, but I wanted it to be crazy, so I found the Arrma 6S BLX 2050 kV, the normal thing that comes in all the 8-scale Arrmas, and I put it in this Slash, and I proceeded to break all of the parts. So after hundreds of dollars of trying to figure out how to make a Slash live on 6S, I finally gave up when I just could not get the differentials to live. And that's when this became a backup basher. But ever since, I just left the metal plate in there because it makes a nice big flat surface, beautifully big flat surface, in order to mount any kind of speed control or anything that you want. So, if you've been watching closely, you've probably already noticed that I have two different colors of control arms. Is that before some specific genius idea as to something to make it go fast? It's not. When I purchased this, like a lot of my vehicles, purchased it used, it came with blue RPM control arms on one side, and it came with factory control arms on the other side. So, guess what happened? Broke the factory ones. But these blue RPM control arms have been on this vehicle for the whole of the 2 years that I have had this, and taken all of the abuse. So again, props to RPM. And if you have not seen my Slash torture control arm video, you need to see that. Other things that you will notice as we sit here, yes, I have the Stampede front shock guards on it, because again, this is super basher. You might leave them on there just because. You'll also notice it has a really short rear bumper. Why does it have such a short, really small little bumper? That's a Stampede bumper, because my son James and his Stampede stole my Slash bumper. That's because, have you seen my son drive his Stampede? He wrecks into everything. This slash rear bumper on a Stampede has saved me so much money over the years, it is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, shocks. Look at these from both 100 millimeters. No, I did not get shorter ones for the front, longer ones for the rear like the slash actually comes with. Did not do that because one of the things I'm going to do, very little information that I found online around how to make a slash somewhat competitive on an off-road track. One of the few things said, hey, just go ahead and get the same shocks all the way around and actually put the same rear shock tower on the front. Just going to do that. Haven't done it yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and mount these up, see what happens. Let's just be very clear. We know that I know this very clearly, that this slash is not going to go out there and it's going to beat some Techno or Team Losi Racing or Team Associated or anything along those lines. One, can the vehicle do it? I don't know. Can I and the vehicle do it? No. But are we going to have fun for a very cheap cost? Yes. Okay, so one of the things I noticed almost immediately is it feels like these shocks have zero oil in them. So we're going to have to take those apart and see if there is any oil in there or not. Cool, look, they give us little spacers, little bushings. They give us the little ball and fittings. They give us screws. Now yes, somebody out there will probably yell at me and tell me that these are horrible shocks for racing. Okay. I get it. Probably are. We're going to give them a shot. We're going to see what happens, and then we will go from there. Okay, yes, just confirming. Absolutely, totally bone dry as they come shipped, which is fine, because you should be putting in whatever oil you deem the right one, maybe even changing the piston out to whichever one you deem to be the right one. So here's the magic thing. After doing tons of research, tons and tons of evaluation and research, we're going to use this Team Associated 25 weight in these shocks. Why the 25 weight in the Team Associated? Because it turns out it's what I have. So that's what we're going to use. Now, I was told by somebody much smarter than me that you do this 10 to 15 times to try to get all the air out. And then you need to let it sit. Sit absolutely still while it tries to get all the rest of the air out. All those little bubbles in the top need to go away. Okay, now that we've done this, the first shock, pumping in a few more times, you don't get any more bubbles out of it, and the bubbles that were there are all gone. So in theory, and look, it is full, so in theory this is right. Now I had somebody a lot smarter than me recently teach me, when you assemble the shocks, the amount when you put the cap on that the shock shaft is in or out helps control and tune your rebound. So just for the heck of it, I'm going to start in the middle. We're going to slide, this is the kind of thing, slide the cap in. Again, your goal is to not capture any more air in there. And then screw the cap back on, and you will not, because you're making that seal right there, you do not want to over tighten. You just want to seal it like that. Alright, shocks are done. Now it is on to the speed control. I had previously already soldered XT90 onto it. It's just what I have on all my vehicles. So it's just there. We're going to peel this off, stick it, make sure that the motor wires actually do reach all the way over there to that. It looks like that might be a little bit tight. Wire it in. We'll need to go ahead and calibrate it, all that kind of good stuff. But hey, we're getting there. Alright, new speed control is in, it is wired, it is calibrated, so it's on the 3-cell just sitting here on the bench. Awesome, we have movement. Alright, my lap's transponder. So if you know anything about a slash, you'll know that right where I have my receiver box mounted, there's actually 3 beautiful mounting locations where this will just go in there perfectly. I used it for a receiver box when I was putting my crazy, stupid 6S system in it. So what I want to do is I want to keep all this away from the drive shaft, so I believe I am going to tuck all of this over here. I will run this down and over, and I will put it right under that screw right there. So let's look where we are. We have shocks, no speed control, we have the MyLaps in, we need tires. Now these are, I don't remember, James, I don't know, there's something. I did a very, very strategic thing when I asked for what tires I should run. I just asked the dude that operates the track. I said, hey, sell me a set of tires. This was obviously not this year, this was last year, because they're dirty. But yeah, so that is exactly why. You want to know why I run these tires? It's because the guy that operates the track said so. Boom, look at that. Let's do a drop test. It hits. Alright, the final product. Wish me luck, guys. I'm going to take this. We are going to go racing. I am probably going to get beat, but hey, it'll be fun.